One thing that I really dislike, I'm finding that it's happening a lot more in movies these days. I really dislike when a movie has rise of, dawn of, age of, and it's not the rise or the dawn or the age of anything. Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? It's Q, back at it again. Another Q Reviews. Today, we're going to review Transformers Rise of the Beast. It made my top 20 anticipated movies video. If you haven't seen that video, click the link. We've been making a bunch of videos on those movies that are on that list. But this movie was on that list. I was very excited. It was very anticipated to me, very anticipated to a lot of people. This movie is an adaptation of the Transformers Beast Wars series. It stars Anthony Ramos, Dominique Fishback, and the Autobots, man. But it also introduces the Maximals. It introduces the Beast Transformers. If you haven't seen the series, find it somewhere online. It's incredible. I highly suggest it. So y'all already know how it goes. We're gonna talk about what I liked, what I didn't like. I'll give my overall rating. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I like, visually, the movie's amazing. It's shot really well. The color grading is great. The brightness is great. You can see everything that's going on. I really appreciated that. I think that's something that in the previous Transformers movies, they've kind of struggled on, even though it's one of Michael Bay's who produced and directed a lot of the Transformer films. That's one of his MOs. That's one of his go-tos. In an artistic sense, that made sense for those movies, but for this one, it looked really good. Like I said, the color grading, I like that. When things are green, it really looks green. When things are blue, they really look blue. I really appreciated that. Another thing that I really enjoyed was the voice acting. Like the previous Transformer films, the voice acting for the Autobots, the Decepticons, has been really struggling in my opinion. This movie, and even in Bumblebee, they clean it up a lot where it's way more cohesive and clear, which makes it really easy to follow along with the story. So I thought that was a dope adjustment that they made. And so to keep it real with y'all, those were the only two things that I liked. So let's talk about what I didn't like. The first thing I'll talk about that I didn't like. So in the Transformers series, there has always been a downside to the movies. And that downside happens to be the humans. And it's so unfortunate because the humans, Anthony Ramos and Dominique Fishback, they're phenomenal actors. There's nothing wrong with their acting. It's just in these movies, humans do not need to be there. It ruined the movie. It truly ruined the movie. We didn't get enough of the Maximals and the Beast. We didn't get enough of all of that because the humans were there. The humans were there just for convenience, just to have a face. They didn't produce anything in the plot that made it justifiable for them to be there. Nothing that the humans did was something that the Autobots couldn't have done. That was extremely frustrating and difficult to watch. Another thing that I really didn't like about this movie, it's a Beast Wars adaptation and it just doesn't do the Beast Wars justice. I understand that this is the rise of the Beast, but the Beast did not rise. There was no, nah dude, they missed it on what it should have been, what it could have been. Yeah, no. The last thing that I'll touch on that I didn't like, the ending. In this ending, Noah, who's played by Anthony Ramos, he's going for a job interview for some type of security position. And in the security position at the job interview, for some reason, they offered him a position to be a part of G.I. Joe, the G.I. Joe team. Yes. G.I. Joe, totally different franchise, under the same umbrella, but totally different franchise. What does that have to do with Transformers? He is almost like the star of the Transformers series. How are y'all bringing him over to G.I. Joe? Y'all haven't even introduced G.I. Joe to us. I saw it with my homies, and one of my homies was like, yeah, there was a leak that said that G.I. Joe was going to be introduced in here. And I was just like, that was a terrible introduction to G.I. Joe. What the hell does G.I. Joe have to do with Transformers? Apparently, there's some comic that came out a few years ago where the G.I. Joe and the Transformers teamed up together. I have no idea what the Transformers could be doing with humans that would be worth their time. The ending was trash. They tried to introduce G.I. Joe. They're trying to do a crossover event. My overall, I'm gonna give this movie a strong 4 out of 10. I think that this movie has some good moments. I think that if you're not a Transformers fan, you could enjoy this. If you are a Transformers fan, you might want to watch this just because you're a fan, but it's not going to be something you just thoroughly enjoy. Just disappointed, that's all. You can see the disappointment on my face though, so I'm just disappointed. Comment in the comment section, let me know. Have you seen Transformers Rise of the Beast? What did you think? Make sure to click that like button, make sure to subscribe, share, hit that notification bell for all of the updates when the videos drop. Make sure to go into that description and click on all the socials. Make sure to follow and stay up to date with us. And like I always say, stay safe, be safe, tell someone you love them, be a good person. Until next time, it's Q from Q Reviews. Peace.